Welcome to today's Wednesday webinar. We're talking camp life because camp life is the best life. And so today we have with us Tree Wheeler, the camp director at Camp Natarsui, and Mary Boyle, our camp director at Camp Pondicherry. And Tree, Mary, welcome. So excited to talk to you and find out about everything that we could ever want to know about camp and how we can get our girls signed up. So let's start it off with you, Tree. What is
All right.
so great about camp?
Oh, well, what is not great about camp? Camp life is truly the best life. But specifically, Girl Scout camp, there's nothing better because these girls are gonna take part in a wonderful experience getting out and about, learning about trying new skills, trying um, you know, trying new leadership opportunities, just experiencing all that camp has to offer from nature to silly games, and being part of a community that helps them grow to be a better part of our community as they become adults. So I mean, I can talk about all the specifics, archery and swimming and how all of those things improve really improve somebody's life and their experiences, but I know we've got a lot of other things that we want to talk about today, but there's nothing better than going to Girl Scout camp. So
I tend to agree. So how long are these sessions?
Yeah, so most of our sessions are 1 week long. They run from Sunday to Friday. There are some specialty programs that do run for 2 weeks, and we also do have a couple leadership sessions for older girls that are 3 to 4 weeks long.
Which is awesome. Gives a progression for girls as they get older, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
If I were sending my daughter to camp, what would she expect for a week at camp?
well, what she can definitely expect is that she is going to meet and make some new friends. She is going to learn new skills. She is going to work on some problem solving, experiencing some leadership of her own, and she's going to get a chance to really unplug and decompress, leave those cell phones and iPads at home, and she's going to get a chance to work with some really awesome young adult counselors, and she is going to meet some counselors from around the world. We have international staff that come to camp and share their experiences and and hang out with the girls, and it's a really wonderful program that we have, having the international staff join our programs. But they're also going to have an opportunity to just play and be creative and be one with the outdoor experience, which is really a great thing. So
Be one with the experience. Suddenly we're on a mountaintop. It's beautiful. I love the unplugging opportunity too. I think that that's really valuable for the girls and feels so strange the first day, I'm sure, for lots of them, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Where are the camps, Mary?
Yeah, we have two resident camps. Pondicherry is in the Lakes region of Bridgeton, and Natarsui is in Millinocket in Baxter State Park. Pondicherry has acres of unspoiled forest. There's a lot of rolling hills and wide vistas. You can see uh, the mountains around. And Natarsui hugs a beautiful lake and has a spectacular view of Mount Katahdin. It's actually like a postcard. You could put it on a postcard and
Mhm.
sell it for, Baxter State Park. Yeah.
Yeah, and that view from almost every single tent in the camp, you look out and there is Katahdin. It's striking. Um,
Mhm.
I laugh when I'm walking on the trail because it feels like you're going straight, but you're curving around that lake. It's wonderful. So, Tree, where do the girls live while they're at camp?
Well, most of our girls will stay in tents, which are on wooden platforms, and there are typically four cots in each tent. I'm not sure. I think Pondicherry has some that have six, but I think they're four.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And um, So they'll get to make some wonderful friends in their tent. You know, they'll have their 4 best buds in their tents as well as the other girls in the rest of their unit. But some of our youngest campers, our young, you know, like our explorer campers, they'll stay in cabins at both camps. Pondicherry has, is it Wentworth cabins?
Right. Yeah.
And Natarsawi has Pomola cabins. And our youngest campers will stay in cabins with about 8 of their best friends, so, which is really, really nice for them to get that first step into a cabin and then jump out to the tents, which I find the tents very very refreshing, and being out in that fresh air all night, so that is great. But we do, you know, a lot of parents also ask where they're going to eat. But both camps have 2 dining halls, and that's where the girls will eat most of their meals. But we do have an opportunity for the girls to learn about building campfires and cooking in the out of doors, and so they will spend at least 1 meal doing that, and it is a great opportunity for them to work on their communication skills as well as cooking skills, and working to alongside their buddies and working together and solving problems, and it's also just a relaxing evening for them to spend time with the girls in their units. So
there's something just wonderful about being able to prepare food for other people too. You know, that it's such a lovely gift, and you know, a gift to yourself and a gift to them, and everything tastes better when it's cooked outside. So
absolutely.
Now, Mary, if I just don't know where to start, where can I go to find out about programs that are available this summer?
Yeah, a good first step is to look through our camp edition of the Compass magazine for all the programs that we're offering. And there's also inspiring stories and things about girls who have attended camp in there as well. So all members should have received the Compass in January in the mail. And what they can do is just look through that with their Girl Scout and see what interests them. If they didn't get a copy or they'd like another copy, they can call us at 888-922-4763 and request one. Or you can also go to the Girl Scouts of Maine website and click on camp, and you can get one. You can find the copy of it in there.
Great. Yeah, I know I had pulled up the Compass online this morning just to give it a look too. Now, Tree, when does registration open?
Well, we are currently open as we speak, so, and some of those programs are filling up or are already filled, so you know, please don't wait to register your daughter.
That's great. And if somebody were watching this in September, registration typically opens right around the 1st of February?
Yes, we try to open around the last week in January, but always open by February the 1st.
Great. And what do I do to register my daughter?
Yeah, so the registration is online. You can go to the Girl Scouts of Maine website and click on camp up at the top, and then the register for camp button will pop up, and you click on that, and then you go through the whole registration process.
How exciting. But what if my daughter's not ready for camp? How will
If your daughter is not ready for camp, well, there's an easy way for you to tell if your daughter is ready for camp. And if she has already been staying over at friends' houses or relatives' houses, so she's already getting that overnight experience away from mom and dad or the grandparents, depending on who she is living with. And if she says, you know, Mom, I want to go to camp, I'm ready to go to camp, that is your clue. Your daughter is absolutely ready for camp.
So if she tells you she's ready, she's definitely ready. What if I'm not ready? And this was so me as a mom of younger kids. What if I'm not ready for her to go to camp?
Well, we do hear that from a few parents that they're a little nervous about sending their their camper off for the first time. But I'll just share that research tells us that most children actually benefit from experiences with caring adults besides their parents, and experiences away from home where they can try new things and make new friends and discover a little bit more about themselves. But it's also just it really is a good experience for daughter and parent. It allows each of you to grow in a different way. And when camp season, when the camp experience is over, you'll find that your relationship is going to be able to grow from the things that your child has learned being away from camp, being a little more independent, thinking for themselves, problem solving. And I've always found that parents I do get that comment that, wow, I'm just amazed at, in just a week's time, how my child has grown up a little more and taken a few more responsibilities. And and I'll be happy to give you that hug as you're walking out on that first day if you need it, and tell you it's okay.
It could be very dramatic. Well, and something that I know is true is that both camps have open houses, so parents can come in with their girls and see their daughters in situ, in the campsite, and see how excited she is, and be able to then picture her when she's at camp. When do those open houses happen?
They happen June the 4th. It's the first week of the first Sunday in June typically, but this year it is the 4th. And they're 1 to 4, and there will be camp staff at each camp, as well as camp volunteers that know camp very well, and they will be talking to you about the programming, about what camp is like. If you've got questions about where your kids are going to sleep, you're going to go on tours, you're going to take a look at all of the different programs and activities, and hopefully feel comfortable with leaving your child with us this summer, because you're going to see that they're going to be in great hands.
Right. And folks will get reminded about that in the e-news, the member e-news that comes out in May. They'll get a reminder about the open houses. But if they've signed up for camp, do they get a reminder that way too?
They can, absolutely. We do put it on our Facebook, our camp Facebook pages. And there's an email that goes out that I believe it is on the email reminding the parents of the open houses.
That's great. So, Mary, how will girls know what to pack for a week at camp?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good question. Sometimes, people have experience with camp, so they know, but others may not. So we definitely have you covered. Parents are provided a full set of instructions about everything that they need to know to send their girl to camp. They receive lists of required and recommended items, suggested clothing items, and items that should also be left at home, items that we don't want at camp. So if you can't find the answer in there, you can always feel free to give Tree or myself a call, and we will definitely answer anything about packing, but it should all be in those set of instructions.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's as important to know what to leave behind as it is to know what to bring, huh?
Definitely.
So some specific questions. Folks may have heard about earning a free session. How would a girl earn a free session to camp?
All right. Well, for this year, they would have started back in August and September with making sure that their registration, that they are a current member of Girl Scouts, and then they would participate in our fall product sales. And then in the winter months, they would participate in the cookie sale program. Although there's selling requirements in both of those, and all of the young ladies that work towards a free week at camp really, are really working hard, and it is a wonderful achievement because they're going to work on their financial literacy, they're going to work on their leadership skills, their communication skills. There are just so many things that go into this, and the hard work for them to get to camp. And I will tell you, these ladies really really enjoy their week at camp because they've worked so hard to get there. And but if you will hear about whether or not your daughter has made this achievement in March or early April after the final information comes in for the cookie sale. But if you have not registered and you know your daughter is going to earn a free week at camp, you want to go ahead and take that time and pick her program, get her registered, pay that $30 deposit, and that will get refunded to you, or you can just simply apply the $30 to your camper care packet or a hoodie or a camp t-shirt. So it's a way to, you know, you'll have that in there to get a little special something for your daughter that she'll get while she's at camp.
Which is great, and definitely the postcards or something while she's at camp are important, which I was informed by my 15-year-old when I did not send anything while she was at camp. What was I thinking? So what if a girl did not participate in earning a free session? Maybe she joined after it started or didn't know about it until just now, and because we're just coming upon the cookie season as we record this, her family knows that she's going to need some financial aid. What can she do to get financial aid to go to camp, Mary?
Yeah, we do have limited funds for camp scholarships, or camperships as we call them, for families who otherwise could not send their daughter to camp. The first step is to register for a camp session and make that required $30 deposit. And then families will get an email with access to a campership application form, which they should fill out, and it needs to be submitted by, for this year it's March 21st, but usually it's that like third to last week of March.
Mm-hmm.
And camperships are not for full tuition. Families are expected to contribute what they can and to pay that $30 deposit.
Great.
When they register.
So if a family were going to sign up their girl to go to camp, they would go to the website, click on camp, fill out pick out which camp she wants to go to, register for it, pay the $30 deposit, and then they're going to get an email back that has a link for forms that'll include that campership application, right?
Yes.
And they just need to submit that by March 21st and see about getting some support with getting their daughter to camp. That's great. That's a really terrific way to work together.
Yeah, definitely.
So some other things about camp. What are some just general things about programs that you would want every girl and her family to know about going to Girl Scout camp?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, of course, both of our camps, general programs at our camps, we have archery, swimming, kayaking, you know, hiking, outdoor skills, nature, arts and crafts, you know, so we have, and challenge course, you know, we have some of those very, those general programs, but those are not the only thing that make up camp. We have a wide variety of other activities, like all camp activities, where the entire camp comes together to, you know, dress up their counselors, or, you know, try to, you know, try to sail a cardboard boat across the water, see how far they can get. I mean, there's just all these silly activities that we do at camp that make camp unique. And you know, we'll have special offerings. You know, some days it might be a drama activity, or you know, a dress up as your favorite character day. And so there are a lot of fun things that challenge the girls to think in new creative ways and try, you know, try different activities and short little tidbits. But you know, we have a great many list of, or a great many activities that the girls really enjoy taking part in. So.
You know, something I was just thinking that's so beautiful about summer camp too is that you've talked about it being unique. It's unique to their life right now, but there's that classic experience of so much of what they do and what they will love about it are things that their parents or their grandparents or even their great-grandparents may have done in their own way at summer camp and have loved it. And it like fills out their life by giving them the different perspectives that they get from being in the middle of a lake or doing archery or hiking or climbing a rock or climbing a mountain or doing crafts that have been done for a very long time. You know, there's just something really beautiful about the thread it provides
Definitely.
over time. Now, what are some things that you've got at Pondicherry, Mary?
Yeah, so we do offer specific things at Pondicherry. So we have art specialties, we have cooking, theater, bicycling, we have low elements challenge course, horseback riding, and photography are just sort of some of the specialties that are available at Pondicherry, including all of the other things that Tree was talking about. Generally, we have those as well.
Right, that's awesome. And what are some specialties that Natarswi has, Tree?
Well, at Natarswi, we have the sailing, rock climbing. We have wilderness, a lot of programs that focus on wilderness skills, a number of outdoor, backpacking programs and canoeing trips. And so many of our programs are we encourage the girls to get out into Baxter State, Baxter State Park. It is, I mean, it's one of our state's beautiful locations and resources, and I think everybody should go to Baxter State Park at least once in their life.
At least once, absolutely.
Yeah, and Dawn, just a reminder that we've only really been talking about resident camp, but we do have something for everyone. So, resident camp like we've been talking about, but we do have mom and me weekends, we have dad and me weekends, we have mini camp sessions for troops to come, and we do have day camps at both Camp Skelkit, which is in Kittery, which is actually right on a tidal river and has great views of the water. And then we also have day camp at Pondicherry and Bridgeton as well. So there is something. If you're maybe not ready to send them away for a whole week, there are special programs, different programs like that. Maybe coming to a mom and me weekend or a dad and me weekend. There's something for everyone.
Absolutely, and really such a progression opportunity from the day camp to the mom and me or dad and me to the mini camp and then to resident camp. I know a number of families whose girls have gone through that progression, and it's made it such a positive experience for both the girl and for the grown-ups that it's beautiful when you know a theory like progression and then you see it happen and it works. And it really, really does, because we always want to leave them wanting a little bit more of that wonderful experience of being outdoors and being at camp. So awesome. Well, that was fabulous. You guys are a couple of awesome camp directors that folks are going to love to get to know better when their girls are at camp. I don't know why that thing happened, but is there anything else that you want to tell us about being at summer camp or why camp life is the best life? Anything else we should know?
I don't know. I mean, camp life is the best life. I guess that's all I can say. Everyone should go to camp. So
everybody needs to come to camp. It's a great experience, and I know that Mary and myself are absolutely looking forward to meeting all of our new campers this year and welcoming back our returning campers and looking forward to having a great, awesome camping experience for the girls, the parents, and the camp staff. So
that is wonderful. Well, and even for grown-ups, if grown-ups are interested, I have a Camp Adventures for Grown-ups we'll tell you about in another webinar. But this is awesome. So thank you both for calling in. And folks, if you have more questions, you can contact Tree or Mary at these email addresses, twheeler@gsmaine.org or mboyle@gsmaine.org, or just give us a call at your nearest Girl Scout of Maine Service Center, and we'll see y'all at camp. Thanks.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.